The Philadelphia Eagles are currently favored against the Chiefs. Yet, they feel like an underdog. It's because the public is overwhelmingly backing the Chiefs. So why does everyone from your annoying cousin to the guy at work you hate and your girlfriend's boyfriend have the Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes, obviously. He's the best player in the league, not just QB, and he's on his way to being the GOAT. And if there's one thing the public knows, is how important a quarterback is. And it also doesn't hurt that Mahomes is facing a third-year quarterback who, for whatever reason, still has many questioning him. So can the Eagles win? Or is that 1.5 just Vegas chicanery? I think the Eagles can, and will beat the Chiefs. Here's why. First, let's just talk about the rosters. Most importantly, how the Eagles definitely have the better one. And yes, the Chiefs did a great job rebuilding the roster after last year, especially with the way they used all the draft capital they gained in the Tyreek Hill trade. In particular, their defense has really improved, the pass rush especially, and their secondary too. But the offense hasn't really been that impressive despite the fact that Patrick Mahomes had an amazing year. And it makes sense. Part of the reason why Mahomes had such a great year is because he's put up those numbers without a superstar like Tyreek Hill. And obviously he still has Travis Kelce, who they still scheme open miraculously. But after that, receiver-wise, they really don't have much. Sure, Kadarius Toney is super talented, but you never know with that guy. And Juju Smith-Schuster's been injured basically the last 3 seasons. The Eagles, on the other hand, they built the classic QB on a rookie contract team. And by classic, I mean arguably the best one of its kind. They are stacked everywhere. Just look at their D-line. They've got a rookie stud like Jordan Davis, wily vets like Sue and Joseph, Fletcher Cox, Robert Quinn, Josh Sweat. That's not even including Hassan Reddick, the highest graded pass rusher by PFF, because he's really an outside linebacker. That's insane depth. Beyond that, they've got receivers to throw to and an O-line to make running the ball easy. Eagles tend to take a lot of leads, which makes it even easier for that D-line to operate. It's true that the Chiefs actually do have a good O-line, and it's the strength of their team. But even if they give Mahomes enough time, are the receivers going to be able to get open against Darius Slay and James Bradbury? It sure feels like it's going to come down to Mahomes doing Mahomes things. Which brings me to the next point, which is the injuries. One of the reasons that the Eagles aren't heavily favored is that they've yet to really face a good quarterback, unless you count Christian McCaffrey. Though funny enough, they might not be facing one on Sunday. Is Mahomes really over that ankle? Because if he isn't, how effective is he going to be? Because the Chiefs sure needed a lot of help from the refs to get past the Bengals. And sure, there's talk about them running the speed option this week, but it should make for some eye rolls. You would think they keep that pretty tightly under wraps. Obviously, I'll believe it when I see it. Also, can't forget what happened to Travis Kelce. He had that back injury that almost kept him out of the conference championship. He ended up scoring a touchdown and catching 87 yards worth of passes, but he definitely looked a little stiffer than usual. Kelce has had a remarkable track record of staying healthy, and if he can't be close to 100%, that's going to be a problem. Meanwhile, the Eagles do have some injuries. Jalen Hurts has been dealing with a fairly serious shoulder injury, which took him out of the MVP race. And Lane Johnson, their star right tackle, is hurting as well. But luckily, the rest of the line is very talented. And if Hurts starts struggling throwing the ball, he'll have open lanes to run through. And lastly, I want to touch on the most important reason why I think the Eagles will win. The pros are on them. And by that I mean the gambling pros. It's a bit of a fallacy to start betting as a public because the public does win. But in high leverage moments like this, I definitely want to be listening to what those guys are saying. Interestingly, the line opened as a pick'em, and even some books had the Chiefs favored. Since then it obviously grew to 1.5. A lot of public money came in on the Chiefs. And yet, the line hasn't budged. Interesting. The pros are obviously betting the Eagles, but the majority of the money comes from the public, so either the Eagles win, or it's a bloodbath in Vegas on Monday. So obviously, this is not financial advice. Take what I say with a grain of salt. Please don't wake up at the bottom of a lake. I need you alive to keep my click-through rate up and my subscriber base growing. But I'm kidding, obviously. Though I did want to say thanks again. I noticed the other day that I got a few views out of people who have notifications set. Which, I don't know why, but I got such a kick out of it. If some more of you could do that, that'd be awesome. But if not, I'll just take an ordinary like and subscribe too. That's cool. But anyways, that's it for now. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think who's going to win in the comments. I have a feeling I'm going to piss off a lot of Chiefs fans, despite the fact that I said that Patrick Mahomes is the future GOAT.